You're listening to a podcast from News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO, segment 1 of an interview from Sunday, July 7th, 2019. Carl Tepper, the host of the PolitiFAITH program, interviewing Bart Reagor.
Good, barely Sunday afternoon, everyone. This is Carl Tepper, and this is PolitiFAITH, the intersection of politics and religion. Sometimes we do business, sometimes we do personal testimonies. It's still Independence Day weekend, and to go out with a bang, no pun intended, I've got Bart Reagor in studio. I know you want to get right to it. I invited Bart on because, and Bart, I'm talking to you. You've had a tough year. A lot of us have had a tough year. It's been a weird year. You had a tough last year, and you're still working through it. And you and I have always communicated for quite a while now. You've got a, I think it's apparent to me. I'm just going to say you've got a deep faith, and you've been, it seems, relying on that as you get through some trials. Tell me what you're thinking. You've had a tough year. You've been trying to get through it. Where are you at this point in your life and your career?
That's a great question. It's been a different kind of year, and it's hard to believe it's been a year. But it all started about July 26th. I was out of the country on vacation with my family when all this started, and things have never been the same since I got back to Lubbock. But I do have a lot of faith, and God has been with me all the way. And, I've been I've really isolated myself over this last year, really isolated myself to God, my family and my close, true friends, which you and I have been in communication throughout the year. And, I feel, I feel good. I feel blessed. I feel blessed. I feel very thankful. I'm thankful for a lot of people. I'm thankful for my wife, Annette, who's been unbelievable. I'm thankful for my children, Rachel, Ryan, and Riley. I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for my friend that's here with us today that was my marketing director in the Reagor-Dykes Auto Group, Joe Landine. He and I have a very faith-based relationship. I'm thankful for Dr. Craig Curry, who was on right before this show. I've had many meetings with Dr. Curry, and he also married my daughter and my new son-in-law in April. I'm thankful for Terry Kennard of the FCA. I've had many a meeting and text message with him. I'm thankful for my former tech teammates that have. There's a lot of people that I'm thankful for that have believed in me this whole time, and they know who I am. I've got a high school buddy named Steve Barden, and he texted me right before I got here today. And Steve is a paraplegic. Steve was one of my football friends in high school, and, we were a little bit crazy together in high school, and he actually came out here to play football with me at Texas Tech and was doing a good job. He didn't get to play that first year, but that summer he went back to Dallas where we grew up, Richardson, and he was on 635 and had a motorcycle wreck, and he's been a paraplegic ever since, and he and I have been in great contact, and he has a lot of faith, and, he texted me and said, I know you're going to kill it. I know you're going to do a good job.
And this is one of the reasons I wanted to have you on. People go through this. I mean, tragedies, failures, unexpected setbacks. Yours is of a higher scale than most people, and certainly more public.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's been publicized a lot.
I feel like only Christians can say that they're still thankful after such a tough year, but you still, because of your family, because you're grounded with family, with God, I just want to express, I want to let you express, you're still.
Yeah, I'm not unhappy. I mean, I'm a happy person, and I'm, obviously it was a huge loss. I'm unhappy about the customer situations. I'm unhappy about the employees that I lost. Let me tell you something about my employees. We had all this negative publicity come out right at the end of July, 1st of August. We had to ask people to start leaving the company after about 3 weeks. Nobody left. They all believed that we were going to be able to save it. They all believed in me. They believed in the company. And, it's, I would think in most situations with all the negative pub we were getting that a lot of people would have said, heck, I'm going to get the heck out of here. But we had to ask them to leave, and that was a hard thing to do because I loved them.
I have to ask, I did get a couple of text messages like, Carl, and I got to ask this, Bart. People had asked, are you going to let them get away with wearing Jesus and all that? I'm like, but isn't that the point? It's we're all fairly flawed. We've had issues, and we don't know what's going to come out in the future. There hasn't been any trials or things like that. What do you have to say to your employees and your customers who may be still disappointed and kind of upset about what happened?
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them. If I were in their shoes, I'd be upset too. But I wrote this down this morning. I asked for no sympathy. I asked for empathy, and unless you've walked a mile in my shoes, you really can't judge my situation. And I know who I am. And I know what I did and what I didn't do, and I know what I knew and didn't know. And, of course, I dropped my little Bible verse deal here. But, I mean, you as an individual, everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody has a right to, say what they want to say. But I just choose not to expose myself to information given by people who don't know what they're talking about. And so I just ask, I don't need anybody's sympathy, and I don't want anybody's sympathy.
And people might want to wait.
I just want empathy.
And people might want to wait till the full story comes out.
Yeah.
When these things happen, it seems to me that I've been in politics long enough where the lawyers tell everybody to just shut up. And it's difficult. And I've seen it in politics before too, where, the lawyers don't understand the political side of things. They're telling the politician who's accused of this and that or the other to be quiet. In the meantime, their profession's being destroyed without being able to defend themselves, and they might have a right to defend themselves. So it's a difficult situation.
That's been the hardest thing, Carl.
It's tough to be quiet, isn't it?
When I got back from my vacation with my family, which, I left in the middle of it and came back when I started seeing what was going on. And, when I got back, it was about midnight on Saturday night, and on that Monday, we were in, David Langston's office downtown, and I was like, we got to say something. I mean, the first thing I said was, based on the strategies that were being taken against us, we're not going to be able to pay off cars that are traded in. We're not going to be able to register cars that are traded in because we had access to no money. I mean, it was all cut off. It was like a blockade. So, and I wanted to get on the news, but I wanted to make a statement. But, I have been silenced for 11 and a half months.
When we get back from this break, Connor, I want to talk to you about a little bit of your background. You grew up in Richardson. If Jesus was part of your background of the church, or have you gotten closer this last year, or you've been pretty steady? This is Carl Tepper, Bart Reagor, and this is PolitiFAITH.